What in the world are we doing today? Hey, it's Dawn with For Grace Creations. What in the world are we doing today? Hey, it's Dawn with For Grace Creations. I thought I'd show you how I separate cardboard to get what's inside, to get some fun textured paper to use in, well, everything, but to get this corrugated stuff that's in between these layers of this Domino's pizza box that you can use on your jelly plate or as collage material. So the first thing is I take, well, you got to order Domino's or some sort of pizza if this is the kind of paper you want to use. I guess you could use any kind of a box, but you order pizza and then you take your pizza box, and you see over here I have torn off all of the edges, so everything around the sides, and that I'm not going to use. It's going to go in the bin, the recycle bin, and we're left with this. All right, let me show you how we're going to come over to the kitchen sink, and we're going to take our box here and turn on the water. Hot, cold, doesn't matter. I try and get it warm. And we're just going to take this edge and get it wet. Run the water on there. You could get the whole thing wet. That would be fine too. Just running the water over it for a minute or so. Right in there is where I'm trying to get the water. Okay. And then let's see if we can get a spot started. Yep. Okay. See that right there? Oh, it makes the most wonderful textured collage fodder, or even using it on a journal front, using it on your jelly plate to make textured marks. And then this here is great paper for backing tags and journal cards with, or using as an actual page in a signature. So see, we're just gonna open it up and be letting the water run. Now, if you don't wanna let the water run, then you just get the whole thing wet, set it in the sink, wait about 10 minutes, come along, open it up, run water over it, let it sit for a few minutes, and do that until you get this whole thing off. But I'm not gonna really use that much water, so I'm not worried about it. We actually are on a cistern, and so we always conserve water because our cistern is not fed by a well or natural spring. We actually have to load up a flatbed trailer with these gigantic water tanks and go down into town and get our water. There we are. Okay. So what we have is, ooh, okay, this. Now, you see, I don't know if you can tell, there's natural lines, like lined college ruled paper. The back does not have that. So we're just gonna set this over on the counter to dry. And then this here still has that. But look. Now, you could, if you want, you could try and take the backing off of this. Just get a little piece started and pull. You may need to get it wet again, but you could leave the backing on it if you want to. I usually try and get it off. We're just gonna get a little warm water. Now I will say warm water is better than cold, but if all you've got is cold, just use it. So this side's coming off easier. Now when you pull, make sure you're going gently. Otherwise it'll rip through it. Now, there we are. So now we have a second sheet of this lined paper that we're gonna set out to dry, and then we have this. So front and back has the corrugated stuff. Is that how you say that? Corrugated? And we're just gonna set it on the counter and we're gonna let it sit and dry. It'll take a while. It depends on how warm it is in your house. If it's a sunny day, you could take it outside and lay it on the ground or a chair or something. But it is not a sunny day here. It's a little windy, little bit warm, but a little bit cold when that wind blows. You know what I mean? It's an odd day for the weather. Okay. There we go. You can tell when you pull, when it doesn't really want to move, that you need a little more water. But that's all you do. It's as easy as that. Now, when you get other packaging, like a moving box or an Amazon box, everything is thicker. These lines are wider, they're farther apart, they're taller. You can do this though with any box. I just find that I enjoy using this junk in junk journaling. Oh, I dropped it. And it's recycling something that would normally go in the bin, right? Actually, our burnable recycle bin, we just take out and burn in the burn barrel. But, you know, you're saving, reuse, reduce, recycle, all that. Sometimes you can't do that, but I try to sometimes. All right, there we go. Done. So I'm gonna set these all over the counter. And there we are. They're just laying out to dry. And I'll come back and I'll show you what they look like dry. Okay, so we have real thin paper, but look at the lines. Isn't that cool? And each one's gonna come out a little bit different. And then the thicker stuff. I mean, it has some thickness to it. And what do you do with this? Well, let me show you some of the things that I do. Okay, so this is a journal, not completed, but I'm gonna create a journal out of it. And so I have a blank front. I tore some of this up and I glued a photo down on it. This is just the beginning, obviously, but eventually it'll be on the front of the journal. I'll probably ink the edges with a dark brown. I might put a few things behind it, but it just gives some depth and texture to a journal front. Or in collaging, it's really fun. Now, if you had a tag that you made on, say, some book page, and you wanted to take the back side of that book page and make it so people could write notes on there or make it a journaling spot, what you do is you just glue it to this and then cut it, and this would be the back, and then there's already lines. Isn't that cool? Okay, anyway, just something fun that I thought I would share with you, something to do. Thanks for being here, guys, and until next time, have fun creating.